Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Let's learn about active audience targeting. What does it mean? Why is it important? How, as marketers, we can deploy active audience targeting in 5 simple stages. In order to understand active audience targeting, we need to first look into what is accurate marketing communication and what is precise marketing communication. What are the differences and how can we accurately and precisely deliver our marketing communication. Now, if you look at the example here on the screen, on the left top corner, we are seeing highly precise but low on accuracy kind of target, which is a fine, acceptable marketing communication, but the goal is always to be like the one on the right top corner, highly precise and highly accurate. Right timing, right content on the right device delivered to the right audience, which is active audience targeting, which we will talk about in the next few minutes. And as a marketer, what we would like to avoid is the bottom two options, the bottom left and the bottom right, which is low precise, low accuracy, and low precision and high accuracy cases. So the active audience targeting starts with understanding your audience. What do you know about them beyond the business card information? What he or she is outside of the work? What do they like? What kind of demographics do they come from? Age group and so on, and map them with the kind of keywords that they've been active on in the last 120 days. What kind of articles have they been liking, sharing, commenting on their social posts? That gives you a perspective of what kind of topics are they more likely to be responsive to. And if you look at the last 120 days of engagement pattern, you should be able to draw what kind of devices are they more likely to engage on, what kind of channels are they active on. Now, this gives you a perspective as to what channels should you be reaching them on, what devices should you be optimizing the content for, what time of the day should you be reaching them on, and what day of the week based on the historic engagement pattern. Now, this gives you a holistic understanding of who he or she is beyond the business card information, what kind of content curation should he be doing based on the kind of topics he or she has been active on in the last 120 days, and what's the perfect timing to reach them, perfect device and channel to reach them based on the historic engagement patterns that you should be able to look. Like any good marketing program, even in this case, the stage one of active audience targeting is to start curating a data set. And the best way to curate a highly accurate data set is by looking into your top 20% profitable audience or customers, and then try and clone them and see if you can bring more such prospects into your pipeline that are replica of your top 20% profitable customer base. Once you curate a data set of replica of your top 20% profitable customer base, now you need to be segmenting them into multiple clusters based on lookalike audience. This is based on how could you group them into multiple pockets by knowing their intent, behavioral, and historic engagement patterns. Once the audience are segmented into multiple clusters and pockets of lookalike audience, we need to now create a hyper-personalized journey for each of those segments, starting with top of the funnel onto the bottom of the funnel, creating hyper-personalized call to actions for each of these segments. So every piece of communication delivered to the segment of an audience is highly precise, accurate, and relevant to that group of the audience. Stage four is obviously reaching out to them. The best preferred way of an outreach program is an omni-channel marketing. We've already spoken about the difference between multi-channel marketing, cross-channel marketing, and omni-channel marketing. So in this case, once we start curating the data, then dissecting the data into multiple clusters of lookalike audience, then creating a hyper-personalized content journey for each of them. Now, knowing what we already know about these audience in terms of their historic engagement patterns, the kind of channels and devices that they've been active on, we need to be able to create an outreach program that resonates with each of those clusters based on the kind of device and the channels that each of those clusters have been active on. The last stage is to engage and nurture. Like any marketing program, with the cold prospect data set, you will have a certain inquiries and leads that would start to come from the beginning of the program itself. There's also going to be a large section of the audience that are yet to be engaged and nurtured before you actually convert them into leads and then customers. So in order to do that, we need to be looking into, from every campaign, what kind of audience are responsive, what kind of channels and devices have they been engaging with us on, and cluster them into different pockets of the funnel. Who of these audience are in the awareness stage, who of them are in the middle of the funnel, right? And then create a personalized, or rather hyper personalized nurturing program to each of these clusters, so when the timing is right, you're able to convert them back into a lead and then to a customer, right? So an ideal nurturing is once a month or twice a month if you can do that. But more importantly, understanding the behavior of these audience from the previous campaigns that we've done. So in order to grow them into relevant pockets or clusters, so you're able to always create a hyper-personalized journey for each of those segments, even in stage of nurturing. That's as simple as that. Start with a highly accurate data set, curate that based on the top 20% profitable customers that you have, and try and replicate that, and then break the data down into multiple pockets of lookalike audience, create a hyper-personalized journey for each of those segments, go reach them on channels and devices that we know they've been highly responsive on when we look into the last 120 days of engagement pattern. Then continue to engage with them and nurture them. So when the timing is right, you will be able to convert them into a lead and then to a customer. Happy marketing.